Hey there, it's Action Jackson. Today I'm going to talk about how to make a massive change in your life. Now, so many people, you might be one of these people, they talk about change. They think about change. They really, genuinely want to change. But they go month after month, year after year, week after week, day after day, and they don't make any change. Now, again, you might be one of these people who sits there and thinks to yourself, Jackson, I want to make a change. I want to get in better shape. I want to lose weight. I want to get ripped. I want to build muscle. I want to get stronger. I want to feel better, have more energy. I want all these amazing things. I want to be a great role model to my kids. Hell, I want more or better sex. I want to get more dates. Whatever it is, all those great things. You want to make a change in your body to get all of that. And that's great. But you sit there and you go day after day, week after week, month after month, and you think to yourself, I'm going to change and I'm going to do that next week. I'm going to do it next month. I'm going to really figure this out tomorrow. And you never actually get to the point of making the change. Again, it's a lot of talk, a lot of fluff, a lot of wishing, a lot of wanting, but very little action. Now, why is that? Why do we go through these motions like this and we sit there and feel this resistance and it feels like we're stuck? And we're tied down and we have these shackles. We just can't move forward. It's like we see what we want. We know what we want. We see it's right there. But we just can't force ourselves to do it. And then the stories and the excuses and everything starts. And it goes like this. Oh, I'm too old. It's not the right time. I'm so busy at work. If it was, next month, I know things are going to free up and it'll be so much easier next month. And I have this vacation planned and that wedding's coming up. So you start making all these stories and all these excuses to soften it a bit, to make it feel easier, to make it so you have a way out, an excuse, an opt-out, so you don't feel so bad about not following through on what it is that you keep telling yourself in your head that you're going to do. I'm going to get ripped. I'm going to lose the weight. I'm going to get shredded. I'm going to build the muscle. But you just don't. Now again, let's dive into the psychology and talk about what's going on here. And we're going to do this with a short little story. Fun Jackson story time. Now, let's back it up a few months. A few months ago, I was in the gym. Let's say it was about 3 months ago. And I'm in the gym and I'm working out. And I see this guy and he's doing incline dumbbell chest presses. He's getting after it, wanting to build his chest and get the big V-taper shape. And hey, I'm proud of him. It's great. But I see the grimace and the pain in his face when he finishes the set. And it's not that good kind of pain, that like soreness, pump, I'm jacked, but I'm feeling good pain. No, it's not that kind of pain. It's the kind of pain when you know somebody's hurting, when you know that they're injured and they're kind of trying to push through anyway. So I see the pain on his face and I know it's not good. I know this is bad. And then he does one of these jobs with his shoulder. He's moving his elbow and his shoulder around. And again, grimacing with the pain. And I know instinctively, because I've seen this before and I've dealt with this before personally, I know what his problem is. Like that, boom. Automatically it came to me and I knew he had a shoulder impingement. So I see this guy struggling for a few sets. Eventually, I don't like to bother people in the gym. I don't want to talk because I don't want people talking to me in the gym. But, I'm like, hey, this guy needs serious help. I could tell this guy is like, he is hurting. He's in a lot of pain and he needs some friendly advice. So I go over to him and I start chit-chatting with him and I say, hey, I noticed you grimacing and stuff with the arm. I said, you got a shoulder impingement, don't you? And he's like, I don't know. I haven't been to the doctor. It's been bothering me for a couple of months. And I said, does it bother you when you do X, Y, Z? He's like, yeah. And he's like, it's just killing me. He's like, I've been, again, dealing with this for a couple of months. I don't know what to do, but, I just figure I'll work around it for now and I'm sure it'll go away. And I was like, yeah, I'm sure it will. Actually, I'm positive it won't, because not only have many of my clients dealt with this, but I've personally dealt with a shoulder impingement. I had actually just finished up my physical therapy treatment and I just recovered from a shoulder impingement in my right shoulder. So again, I was very familiar with this problem and it happened to me just very recently. So I said to him, it's not going to go away, man. I said, I wish it would, but honestly, I'm going to be totally honest with you. Like, I said, you need to get that looked at. You need to go to a physical therapist and make sure and get a proper diagnosis. I said, but you also need to go to a physical therapist because there's no way in hell that you are going to do the exercises, the 5-pound, shoulder rotator cuff exercises, and all the resistance band work and the scap push-ups, like all those physical therapy exercises. For a guy like this who's wanting to get after it with dumbbell shoulder press or dumbbell chest press, even for a guy like me, those exercises are not fun. They're not things that either of us really want to do. So they're not things that we're going to do on our own. Like we go to the gym, I know he's not going to do those exercises. I'm not going to do those exercises. We both know that. We could maybe lie to ourselves a bit and be like, oh, I'll do it. But we won't. We wouldn't happen. Because those exercises are not fun. It's not what we came to the gym to do. We want to go there and push heavy weight and feel like a guy. So I know he's not going to do those exercises. So I said, that's why you got to go to a physical therapist, because they're going to hold you accountable and make sure that you do those exercises. When you're paying 50, 75, 100 bucks, whatever it is per session, and to show up and do it, you're going to do that damn work, and you're going to do the homework, and they give it to you. And you're going to do it every day. And in, anywhere between 1 to 3 months, your shoulder is going to be 100% better. And you're going to be really glad you did it. I said, so you got to go see a physical therapist, man. I was like, I'm a coach, I'm a trainer, but I can't help you with this. It's not my forte. Go see a physical therapist. Get that thing looked at and get it fixed. So that way you can be done with this problem sooner rather than later. I said, because if you let it linger, it can really develop into a serious problem. And you could really maybe tear your rotator cuff. You could end up needing surgery. Hell, you could have 6 months off instead of just having 1 to 3 months of limited movement, right? So I said, I gave him that rundown, and he's like, hey, I really appreciate it. Thanks for the advice. I'm going to do it. I'm going to go get it looked at. Definitely. I said, I'm serious, man. Do it, because you will seriously regret it if you don't. And I'm telling you, a month from now, 2 months from now, 3 months from now, when you're fixed, you're going to be so glad you did it. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Cool. All right, nice. So I see this guy in the gym yesterday. Guess what I see him doing? I see him doing dumbbell shoulder or dumbbell chest presses. Then I see him doing, this is even worse, I see him doing cable chest flies, which are awful for shoulder if you have a rotator cuff issue or an impingement. So I see him doing those exercises, and what do I see him doing? I see him grimacing and doing this again. So same thing, same problem this guy's dealing with, and it's 3 months later. Now why? Why is this guy still dealing with the same problem? Why didn't he go to the physical therapist? Why is he doing the same exercises that are causing him pain and struggling through it? It's the same reason why, and it's the same thing that keeps people stuck from actually taking action and going after their goals. So whether you're not going to the gym at all and you're like stuck in that state, or you're just going through the same motions over and over again, like this guy, it's the same psychology, the same thing. And here is what it breaks down to. The pain of changing is so much greater than the pain of staying the same. Let me say that again. The pain of changing is greater than the pain of staying the same. He would rather go through the motions, do the same thing over and over again, and just go through these same motions, because at least he knows what kind of pain he's dealing with. He's comfortable with the shoulder pain, the discomfort, and trying to work through it and feeling like a tough guy. He is comfortable with that pain because it's like his habit now. It's his routine. It's what he's always been doing for the past however many months. Go through the same routine, feel the same things over and over again. So he can't break out of that pain because he doesn't know what it's going to feel like or what kind of discomfort or pain is going to come from changing. And he's like worried about it. He's like, oh my God, well, I got to go to the physical therapist. I don't know what they're going to do. What if it's really bad? He doesn't want to deal with the reality of his situation. He's trying to keep the reality of the situation at bay. He's trying to not step into it. He won't get real with himself. He's not understanding how big this problem really is. He's lying to himself, which is terrible. And what's going to end up happening is that guy's going to probably need surgery on his shoulder, or he's going to really screw himself up. Or, I mean, even worse than that, like that would probably be the best case scenario, that is he actually screwed himself up. The worst case scenario would be that he actually just continues doing the same thing over and over again. And the shoulder never really gets worse, but it never really gets better. That would be the worst thing, because that means he's never going to make any progress. So what can you learn from this? And what can you do differently? Well, what you can learn from this is this. First thing that you need to do if you want to make a big change in your life is you need to understand and you need to come to the reality and the truth of your situation and how bad it really is. So if you're dealing with belly fat, if you're one of these guys that like just drives you nuts because you're working out and you're doing your thing and you just can't get rid of this belly fat. And every time you tuck in your shirt, you just feel it and it drives you nuts and you're scared to take your shirt off in the pool. And when you go on and you lay down on a bench and you're doing presses in the gym, you have to tuck your shirt in because you don't want, God forbid, your shirt falls up. You don't want anyone seeing your belly fat. If that's the situation that you're in, instead of lying to yourself and saying, it's not that bad, I'm in better shape with my friends, get real with yourself and say, this freaking sucks. This sucks, and it's not good, and I'm really upset about this. Or if you're somebody who's skinny and you want to build that muscle, instead of lying to yourself and saying, you know what, I don't want to be a meathead. Guys who lift are meatheads. Oh, I don't want to be like that. I don't have time for the gym anyway. I'm too busy in computer science class and reading books and studying algorithm analysis. If you're going to say those things, just get real with yourself and be like, you know what, that's a total BS. I'm lying to myself. I want to get bigger. I want to get stronger, but I'm scared because I don't know how. And I don't know how it's going to feel or what the pain's going to be like. And I'm scared. And I just don't know. You got to get real with your situation. And you got to understand that you might be in a situation that totally sucks. And that's okay. Because the sooner you can come to that realization, the sooner you can get real with yourself and see the truth for what it is, that your situation might suck, the faster and the quicker and the more decisive you could take action to fix it. So like I said, I had a shoulder impingement not too long ago myself. I dealt with this. Now, lucky for me, I'm a little older and wiser than I used to be. So when I was in my 20s, I would have probably did what that guy did. I would have done nothing until it got really bad and I just absolutely had to go to the doctor because there was no other options. That was foolish, immature Jackson. Now, mature, older, Coach Action Jackson, what does he do? He recognizes he has a problem, says, you know what? Actually, this has been bothering me for a couple of weeks now. It ain't going away. This is a serious problem. And goes and seeks professional help, gets the diagnosis, understands the reality of a situation, and then fixes it. And you know what? For 1 to 3, I think it was about 3 months that I dealt with the shoulder impingement. And for those 3 months, it kind of sucked. I spent a lot of money on physical therapy. I had to go constantly. I was going 2-3 times a week to do the exercises with the trainers there. And I was doing the exercises on my own almost every single day. I couldn't do any chest presses. That sucked too. But you know what? It was so much better than the alternative of just staying in pain or screwing up my shoulder a lot worse, because I might not have been able to do chest presses, but I could still do everything else. Hell, I could even do shoulder presses actually. Shoulder presses did not bother me. It was just chest presses. So I was able to do back. I was able to do biceps. I was able to do shoulders. I was able to do triceps. I was able to squat, deadlift. I was able to do a lot of stuff. I just couldn't do chest presses. That kind of sucked. And I had to do all this physical therapy stuff. But in 3 months' time, my shoulder's fine. And now I can put my shoulder up and I can move it around in no pain. I can do chest presses. Hell, I just did a chest workout today, and I was pushing the hundos on the incline dumbbell chest press, feeling good, feeling great, in fact. That wouldn't have been possible if I had stayed dealing with that same pain. So I dealt with that pain. Boom, I dealt with it. I got real with my situation, and that allowed me to get leverage on myself. By getting real with yourself, you can gain leverage. And when you gain leverage against yourself and you see the reality of your situation and how bad it really is and how much it sucks and the long-term consequences of that, when you forward project out and say, okay, I'm in this situation now and this sucks. And now what's it going to be like a week, a month, a year from now, if I don't deal with these consequences right now, if I don't fix this right now, what's that going to do to me, to the people around me, with my career, my work, my finances, my fitness, everything? How's this going to affect me? And I knew from experience that shoulder problem was going to cause me great harm in many different areas of my life. It's going to affect my income, because if I'm worried about my shoulder and I'm pissed off about my shoulder and I'm not getting my workouts in, I'm not going to feel good enough to really take it. I'm not going to feel good enough to really dive into my work and be super productive. Not to mention, I'm a fitness coach. So that's going to be a huge problem if I can't do chest presses anymore. That's going to be a big problem. How else is it going to affect me mentally? How is it going to affect me if I can't work out? Or if every time I go to the workout, it kind of sucks and I'm frustrated with my workouts. What's that going to do to my mentality and my confidence and how I feel about myself? Boy, that's really going to cause some serious problems, because now I have all these compounding effects from the shoulder injury. Or again, if I get real with my situation, I have leverage and I can change it immediately. So if you're struggling right now, and it might not be with a shoulder injury, it might be again with your belly fat, it might be not enough muscle mass, it might be that you're just stuck with a dad bod and you're like, I don't know what to do about this, and you know you want to change, but again, you're stuck and you feel like you just, you need motivation, you need discipline, you need something to cause you to change. What you need is to get real with your situation. Find out what the true cost is of staying where you're at, not taking action, not doing something different. And you will find that leverage against yourself will give you the kick in the butt that you need. Now, I do this for people on what I call six-pack breakthrough calls. What do I do on these calls? Jump on the phone. I speak with you and we talk about your problems. We talk about what you're dealing with right now with your body. What's not working with your body? What's not working with your health and fitness? And where do you want to go? What's that gap? And by getting clear on your situation, by gaining clarity on that, it gives you tremendous power to want to make a change. It gives you tremendous power to see the path for change, to know that it's possible. But you got to start with getting clear. Just like when you open up your app, like the Apple Maps on your phone, what's the first thing that happens? It tells you exactly where you're at. Gets you clear on your current location. That's what you got to do, and that's what I help people do on these free phone calls. So do it yourself. Or if you're not going to do it yourself, which you probably won't because most people don't like getting real with themselves, give me a call. Let's jump on the phone together. Let's go through this process. Let's get clear on where you're at. Let's get clear on where you want to be. And let's see if I can help you close the gap on that. So that is today's life lesson brought to you by my friend from the gym with the shoulder impingement. Whoever he is, I hope he's watching this video because I really want him to fix that shoulder. I don't like seeing him in pain like that. And I know the detrimental consequences compounding going forward if he doesn't fix it. So again, your situation, get real with yourself. Find out what it's truly costing you. Find out what it's truly costing you. What is the cost of not taking action and staying stuck where I'm at right now? How bad is this situation really? No stories, no fluff, no BS, no more excuses. What's this really costing me? It's costing me my social life. It's costing me confidence. It's costing me money at work because I'm not as confident when I show up, and I'm not a good leader when I don't have confidence. It's costing me my kids because my kids know that I'm not a good role model and they're following in my footsteps, and kids do what you do. They don't do what you say. And if my kids don't eat healthy and don't exercise, what's going to happen to them when they grow up? How are they going to be? What are the negative effects of that? Obesity, heart disease, cardiovascular disease, early death, diabetes. Whew. Are you willing to pay that price? When you get clear on it and you get real, I doubt it. I'm Action Jackson. It's today's lesson. Shoot me a message, PM me, let me know if this is resonating with you. More than happy to jump on a free phone call, help you get clarity on your situation, and outline that step-by-step plan to get you six-pack success. I'll see you later.